Live life as though nobody is watching. And express yourself as though everyone is listening. Education is the most powerful weapon, which you can use to change the world. To be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up. Overcoming poverty is not a task of charity. It is an act of justice. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. It always seems impossible, until it's done. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. I learned that to humiliate another person is to make him suffer an unnecessarily cruel fate. Even as a boy, I defeated my opponents without dishonoring them. Appearances matter. And remember to smile. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. I never lose. I either win or learn. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death. One cannot be prepared for something, while secretly believing it will not happen. Nothing is black or white. To find out if your friend is loyal, ask him to lie to another friend. Peace is the greatest weapon for development that any person can have. I like friends who have independent minds, because they tend to make you see problems from all angles. We must use time creatively, and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged, to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. Know your enemy, and learn about his favorite sport. One sign of mutual friendship is the enjoyment of communication. It is music and dancing that make me at peace with the world. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. There are a few misfortunes in this world that you cannot turn into a personal triumph, if you have the iron will and the necessary skill. If a man thinks badly of you, then he is worse than you. Those who are better than you just don't care about you. Courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. As I have said, the first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Without language, one cannot talk to people and understand them. One cannot share their hopes and aspirations, grasp their history, appreciate their poetry, or savor their songs. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than one you are capable of living. It is said that no one truly knows a nation until one has been inside its jails. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death, again and again, before we reach the mountain top of our desires. You will achieve more in this world, through acts of mercy, than you will through acts of retribution. Only 3 things we will regret on our deathbed: the chances we didn't take, the love we didn't express, and the moments we didn't cherish. Everyone can rise above their circumstances and achieve success, if they are dedicated to and passionate about what they do. So, which quote did you like the most? Please let us know your favorite quote in the comments section.